Hello and welcome back. Now today we're going to be working on the 04 Grand Am again. This time we're changing the electric fans. Now this should be pretty simple and easy to do. Now the part was $130, I believe, for replacement. And I think the hard part about it's going to be is just trying to get it through there with some of the AC lines in the way and such as that. Now this is a Ram Air Grand Am, and it does have a little bit of ductwork in the way, but that won't be anything difficult to remove. Now, we noticed the fans were going out because it slowly started increasing in temperature. Not much, just maybe 4 or 5 degrees, but what we noticed was you could hear the bearings starting to squeal occasionally, and well, it's time to replace them. No need to let it get any worse than what it is and risk overheating the vehicle. So let's get started. Now, if you don't have the factory Ram Air set up, it's not going to be in your way, but it is for us, and it's easily removed from the air box over here, pretty easy. It has 2 tabs in here that you could remove, but I don't like removing these because these are, a lot of times, they're not reusable. Now the rest of the tabs holding it together up here are actually the pin style, and we can reuse these over and over again usually. So I'm actually going to take this whole plastic piece off just to make it easier. The things we do need to do before we pop this out is to remove the wiring harness from these little tabs, and then disconnect this bracket here for this AC line. Alright, now with the battery and tray out of the way and slightly angle it, there's barely enough room, and it's pliable enough that it's able to push us forward a little bit. With one hand, push the radiator hose back and slip it up and around so that I can start pulling it out. Now you can go ahead and disconnect the radiator hose, drain some of the coolant if you want, but we was able to do it without having to drop anything. And now with it pulled out, we can unplug our harness, which this would be the difficult one to get with it still in there. As you can see, there's really barely even enough room to get my hand in there or finger in there to even get that, so I'm going to take a screwdriver and pop that off. And once that's out of the way, we can go ahead and completely remove the old fan, take these little tabs, put them on the new fan so we can hold our wiring harness in place, and go from there. Now luckily these pop right in. Unfortunately, a lot of times these are old and brittle, and a lot of times they'll break on you. We got those in, and then I'm going to go ahead and plug this one in real quick. Then we're going to start at an angle and slide it back in. Biggest trick is again around the radiator hose. But luckily the hose moves just enough right there to slide that in. Now make sure you are above or under the transmission cooler line on the passenger side of the vehicle. Since we're not, we're going to slide it back just enough there to slide it under. Now we're going to get it where it belongs and snap it into place. And there we go. Now that's in, we are going to go ahead and reconnect our wiring real quick. We are. Plug that in and then put our wiring harness back together in the little clips so that they'll be safe and secure and away from anything. And then we will go ahead and reinstall this tab that runs to the air conditioner line here, if you can see me. And we'll put that back in. Then we can reinstall our battery, reinstall our cover, and then just make sure that everything's up, tidy, out of the way. Make sure you got all your wires back where they belong, and then you should be set and good to go. Alright, now everything on there, check, make sure everything's still good, make sure you ain't got no wires laying around where they shouldn't be. All the connections are back in, the battery's secured, make sure your battery cables to the battery are nice and tight so it don't cause you issues later. And if you do take your battery cables off the battery, make sure they're clean, make sure there's no corrosion on it while you're at it. Now, let's start it back up, turn the AC on and keep the fans on real quick, and we can tell a difference. There is a lot more air flowing through there. You can hear the fans now in a good way. You can hear the air moving, whereas before you could just hear the bearings of the fan, which they were still pulling air, but not enough, and that means they were going to go out. You don't want to get anywhere with a fan like that and be stuck out in the middle of nowhere because your car is going to overheat, especially in the summertime. Like right now, it's averaging between 95 to 105 degrees, and a lot of times that's before the heat index will reach up to 115 to 120 sometimes. So we definitely want a good cooling system with it. We don't want to get out and be stuck and sitting there waiting for it to cool off in a hot car. You can't even run the air conditioner. That's just going to be miserable. Now hopefully it can be done like I did it. Actually, just take your time to do it right. Take your time, don't get frustrated and start jerking and pulling because you're going to break something. Now hopefully this video proved helpful to you, and as always, thanks for watching.